She is poetry. Poetry. Am I referring to a she, a human person that we know, that you know, that you've heard of? Am I referring to myself? Do you think I would refer to myself when I say she is poetry? In a way, I suppose that would make sense. And I am. I am she. I am poet. I write words. I rehearse them. I put them on pages for you to see and experience, and then I recite them for you to hear as well. But when I say she is poetry, I am referring to she as a source, as a spirit. Poetry is not me. Poetry is not anybody. Us humans, we are like mediums. We are guides. We are ways for the poetry in the universe to pour through. Our souls, our bodies, hands, mouths, every little bit, every way for us to deliver poetry and spread it throughout the world. That is just part of what we do as humans. Poetry is a source all of her own accord. We listen, we manifest, and we send the poetry through. Animals are poetry, plants are poetry, everything has poetry within it. However, they do not deliver it for us to interpret. Perhaps they do. Perhaps they do. Poetry moves through everything. But humans have created language very specific in order to record and rehearse these words. Poetry is also a feeling. There are some words that can never really make it. Some words that can never really describe what it is that you feel when you hear my voice reciting words. Isn't that right? I could never count on any words to describe what this voice feels like to you. Because it feels like something to you, but it feels like something to somebody else. And to somebody else, it doesn't feel like anything at all. Perhaps they are numb, but perhaps they are deeper. Perhaps it takes more work to penetrate the surface of their big borders that they put up against feeling things, whereas you might be far more receptive to the feelings that are within you to receive the energy of my words, of my voice. Poetry is within me for sure. Certainly. Absolutely. But poetry, she is a lone source. She is something that cannot really be heard. Poetry is something that cannot really be taken down. Poetry is whisked away into the night the very moment her words are revealed, because once you receive them, then they transform into something else, into something that you are feeling. Isn't that right? Because you hear the words and you know what they mean to you. And then you go through everything that means something to you. Why you arrived at that moment of feeling, because of all the things that you've ever felt before. And then this moment moves past the present and then goes into the past and then moves into the future, because now you are changed. Poetry is something else, isn't it? Poetry is beyond comprehension. Maybe that's why everyone always tells me they don't understand poetry. She's not meant to be understood, only felt.